welcome back. Another shit show underway. What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at, once again, rock bottom. This is the last of the Oberone Sunshine series from Bell's Brewery. This one is the Cherry Limade Shandy. And I think they're all 4.2%. 4.2%. So, you can drink them all day and never get mad. And he's going to have to refresh my memory on this. I'm not sure if... Yeah, Sharky had to have shot that. I've done nothing but go on and on about the KS-47. That thing is just a beast. And now it has you know, the Geisley trigger in it. I took the magnifier off, added flip ups. Obviously the goal someday, because it just seems like at this point in time it's never going to happen. The goal is to put a 1 to 6 or a 1 to 8 power on that has the right bullet drop for 7.62 by 39. So I believe some of you smart people could probably tell me, but I think if the scope is if the scope says that it's 300 blackout, it should be good for that. On the other hand, the 300 blackout, I'd rather just keep that with the dot on it. Definitely smells like cherry limeade. She just looks like she needs a friend. I mean, everything going on there, I'd give her a 9. So, cheers, you glorious bastards, you. Sorry, misfits. You know, I originally was going to start with this one because I think of the other ones that I have, their other series last year. The cherry was the one that something like that I liked. No, actually, well, the worst of them is there's still some in the refrigerator. As a matter of fact, the other day I actually grabbed one of those. I think it's the citrus. Grabbed that and used it as fire stopper out in the grill. It worked out though because I was having brats, so I was able to. The fire was over here, but the brats were over here, and I made like beer brats out of them. Okay. Yeah. Sharky had to have shot that. I mean, I like that so much I might have had him actually give it some trigger time down in the basement. It's got that Fiatchi V30 on it, and the whole reason that I bought that was because of Stephen Bush. He said, "You will not be disappointed with it," and I absolutely have not. I like the straightforward on-off, intensity up or down. It's just really nice. I mean, I think, I mean, this is one that still needs a little range time with some paper. Get a chance to get out to the shack or even up to Island Lake, and I'm somewhat by myself. Spend some trigger time. Maybe that could be the day that I also bring a couple other ones out there for the proving grounds thing. Definitely no coffee. Yesterday I had nothing but coffee before I went over to Rick's house to put up that 11 feet of dual barn doors, and I look like a frickin' hooker in church trying to draw the marking at 85 and 11/16 up the wall. I was like, Jesus Christ, man! I gotta lay off. I gotta give. See, the problem is I don't think I can get the flavor that I like, but I need to listen to NIHAP and try diving into maybe some decaf coffee, and maybe just I'll buy it, but I will identify as not me when I buy it, so that way I can think that I'm making caffeinated coffee for myself back when I'm back to identifying as me. Could happen. So yeah. Looking at the special features on that, I would probably go 8.5. See, this is what I wish I would have done, or I would have waited just a hair longer, because the popularity of these chassis was just starting to come out when I got the JP. Now, again, like I always say, don't get me wrong, the JP is absolutely incredible. I mean, a gas gun that is, a 1,000-yard gas gun. I mean, that's what it was built for. I know, smile money. The day that it happens. So far, my best is the 550-yard steel plate. And that particular day, I couldn't just feel good myself. I felt even better for my rifle, because 5 guys put that rifle in their hands and cold bored the 550. It makes you feel pretty good about your stuff. Including that $89 Mosin Nagant, that piece of shit. That did it. That did it also that day. I'm in the process of charging the second. This setup looks identical to the one that I keep seeing popping up on TikTok. Oh, yeah, that's a solid 9. So I would put that into the phone, and I have not tried it on my Note 10. My Note 10 originally never worked right on any microphone I tried. I tried the adapter. I tried the microphone that Jeremy gave me. Of course, as of this moment in time, I have never made the microphone that Jeremy gave me work. And it's definitely a much nicer microphone than the one that I bought, that I use. This is the technical side of Eric doing overhead. I showed you a while back. Here's my rig to hold my phone. A tripod that lost the battle with Eric's primitive, explosive Irish temper, and this is all that remains of it. This is turning into an exercise thing, because it's getting more difficult the older I get to do that, and I clip it to the visor, basically right up there by Sharky. And then I was clamping the microphone onto the rig, but I found that just picking a spot where there's a bunch of shit like that. Now I'm standing right here and it's aiming right at me, and this one sounds really good. I believe this one was a recommendation. I don't remember if this is a Stephen Bush recommendation also or not, but it's Comica, and all I can say is it works in the Note 9. So I'm going to try the little lapel ones. I mean, that would be super for being out at the shack or anywhere where I can be back. Instead of being right here talking to the camera, I can be back a little bit farther. I don't know. And then I've had quite a few people, including Salty, tell me that I should gear up and try doing some, just kind of like what he does. Get out on the motorcycle and enjoy the ride, and maybe tell stories. Of course, most of you would be like, I frickin' heard that 27,000 times already. So now he's just telling the same goddamn story while he's riding a motorcycle around Duluth, or the Arrowhead region. Lose the tattoos. As is, I'd still give her a very solid 8. I literally just got home. Christine had a tooth pulled, and she was looking like Matt after a 3-hour morning bender. She's upstairs taking a little nap, and I'm going to be ordering soup from Sammy's Pizza tonight. I mean, I'm good with soup. And I'm also McLean is selling his house for an absolutely, well, in his neck of the woods, it's probably easily on par. In my neck of the woods, the number that his realtor has come up with is I could probably buy all the houses in this city block. But I'm really hoping there's a certain number that needs to be hit. McLean was probably drunk, but it was still made me feel good for a few minutes. So, I love you, McLean. I really hope it goes well, and that unfortunately comes with grief, because some of us know all too well what life is like when you go in two separate directions, and you're the one that feels like this is bullshit. I am not the one that let the deal go bad, and then you end up with, me and several of my friends all in the unfortunate same divorcee boat. And if nothing else, I can at least give feedback as to maybe how things are on the other side. Kind of like I've constantly said, and I know I've told McLean this story and probably Cobra this story. That day I came sulking into the gun store, and the owner looks at me and goes, "No matter how bad you feel today, soon, or in the future, and not too long from now, you will realize that this was the best thing that ever happened to you." And he was so right, because I would have never met Christine. Of course, if you listen to the hooker story, we were having an affair, and that's the true reason that we got our divorce. I love retroactive. I mean, I must have slingshot around the sun, and I went back and I had my affair, and somehow when we moved forward, her reality stayed. I don't know how that shit all works. Maybe there's a black hole. I don't know. Okay, let's get in on this. On the lemon shandy, was Mr. 27 says, "Damn, I missed the brew club time." Yes, you did, but you are here now. Smile Money says, "Here, and it looks like first." Yes, and that looks like it could be a solid 9 from where I'm standing, but I could be wrong. Drawing in the crowd, Salty Shellback says, "First nakedness." Multi-Gunman says, "First nakedness is secondary to longest nakedness." Mr. 27 says, "I'm always naked." Oh, no, Salty says, "I'm always naked." See, this is a personal favorite. Again, it reminds me exactly of someone in my past. So, some of you may disagree, but I go like an 11, face, eyes. She looks like the kind of person that is a good time, and she was. Multi-Gunman, Naked Legend. I actually give the highest rating to this one. They're probably all fake, but these two look obviously fake, but that's okay. They can suck it. Tordisia says, damn the torpedo, full naked ahead. And Mr. 27 says, fourth naked. Rich Huff says cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Hey, just for the record, if someone wants to keep their fingers crossed, I can't even remember what position in this particular company I applied for, but I got a email saying that they want to have a 5 to 15 minute phone interview. 5 is probably, you have a nice life, to 15 minute. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to. It was all automated to book some time, 9. So the soonest I was able to get in and have a conversation was this coming Monday at 12:40. So basically, right after that, I will be down here telling you it was a yay or nay. Yes, I just got this from Lily, again, not in this state, but I want to say I voted, and the only thing on the ballot, and I believe it's because they thought that it would be a super low turnout, because literally the big voting thing, and it had one fucking thing, yes or no on the referendum for the school district. And this is what it was. They would raise our property taxes and give the Duluth School District $5.2 million each year for the next 10 fucking years. And it was close, but we fucking closed that shit down and said, nope, it's not going to happen. The referendum was rejected by 453 votes. So next time you say I am not going to go to the box and vote, just remember that all it takes is one vote. Me and Christine, we got to the poll yesterday with 6 minutes. 6:54. Polls close at 8 o'clock here. At 6:54. Christine was 277, I was 278, and there was one guy behind us, 279. So only 279. When you walk in, don't have to show any ID, which is bullshit. Just give them your name, and they go through the big book, and they set it down in front of you, and you just sign, and they give you a piece of paper that I walk 4 feet, hand it to another guy, and he hands me the ballot and a pen, and I go sit down and vote. And when the woman was going through it was like the A to C book, it was like empty, and she drinks beer, so empty, no fucking signatures. Oh, look like one on that page, empty. I tell you what, how many people would have here's another thing. I bet you a lot of people didn't even know about this, but I'm telling you, they put this referendum on a special vote because they prayed that the people that would truly be turning out would be the ones that would be for it. If you put this on the referendum during the presidential election and you got people showing up because they're going to be voting for Trump and they're sick and tired of being fucking taxed to death by their goddamn government, they would have said no for sure. It would have probably just been a landslide loss. But I am so happy. And the previous effort, they tried in November. That one failed. Give the fuck up. I don't give a shit. It is money for the schools for they get classroom and digital infrastructure and cyber and physical security. Fuck you. I do not want to pay any of the goddamn taxes that we have. Again, our founding fathers were stacking bodies for less than a 5% tax. Where are we? Where are you right now? Smile, money. You had to press 2 buttons. I feel your pain, brother. I hope at least you had the button tuned to needing only a pound of pressure. Those 4-pound buttons are impossible. Smile, money. It gets worse. I found the remote for the TV, and first of all, it didn't look anything like this. It looked like you would expect this to look if it was sitting right here, and right here was the grill of a greasy spoon. I like this woman, and she is a real redhead. I give her a good 9.5, and I know she doesn't fit the bill of some of the beauties in this rotation, but she's a redhead. So I didn't even give a shit. I literally tried wiping it off, and it had such a thick layer of dust and grease. This was sitting behind this monitor when it was upstairs in the kitchen over by my computer. So I can only imagine what I do vacuum the computer every now and then. So I tried wiping it down, and it went, please, bitch. So I didn't want it to soak into it this way, so I sprayed it with Windex. I took one of my gun nylon brushes, and I scrubbed it in both directions, and then gave it a light misting, and took a rag and wiped the shit out of it. And of course I aimed it at the TV, and I pressed the button on 11, and nothing happened. But when I flipped it upside down, the entire crack around the battery door had a white paste. The Duracell batteries had given up the ghost. Thankfully, it was sitting like this on the counter, so when I opened it, all of the really bad destruction from the batteries was just on the bottom of this cover. The terminals and everything inside still look good. Yeah, I know. Remote chat. Yeah, that's why you tuned in. Watch an asshole in his basement talk about fucking salvaging a remote control. But I wanted it, so I needed to retune this TV a little bit. I looked too vivid and too red, and it's super ass bright. I love this. It's the same size monitor. It's actually a smaller monitor with the same display size. But yeah, I was able to clean it all up. I put 2 rechargeable batteries that I got in a crate club, and now it works, and it's also a smart TV, so it's I can press Amazon or Netflix or fuck iHeart, piece of shit. Oh, we gotta find something different for Locked and Loaded. That new chat room interface is just the biggest turd. Yeah, dropping some F-bombs, and I just downshift to turd. That's all I got. It's just, it's not even worth me wasting my time by saying that it's total shit. 8.5. So yeah, now Smile Money, I was gonna say I could trigger scale this, but it's only gonna. What if he's right? What if it is a 4-pound? God, I wonder if there's something I could do to. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna press until the TV turns off and try to tell you what that is. Okay, here we go. Without it rolling off. £1, 11 ounces. Okay, let's see about getting it to turn back on. I think Guess I gotta go for the gusto here. 1 pound 6 ounces. I must have a Huber power button on here. Okay. Thanks, Smile Money. Cold-hearted bastard. 2 thumbs up and 4 shots. I think I covered that yesterday. I mean, Free Spirits Bourbon. Oh my God. Nihap, just so you know, this is fucking harsh. I couldn't tell. It looked like it was open. Maybe you tried it, and that's how I ended up with it, or you tried it to see what you were missing. Scan for recipes. Like what? Throwing it like fucking garbage. There's... I guess I'm gonna have a... Now this reminds me of something my grandmother... 9. This reminds me of something my grandmother would have made. Nihap, I appreciate it. I understand what you're doing here. Well, there could be 2 different versions of understanding what you're doing right here, but I have no plans for the rest of the evening, and I'm not even kidding when I'm saying that there's a certain level of just trying to get that bottle to the recycling bin as fast as possible. Yeah, fuck it. Well, I actually have it sitting on the goddamn top shelf right now. That is, I need to make some room over there. This stuff. I think I'd rather get on board with Mike and have me a glass of Everclear right now as opposed to okay. I did okay yesterday. I was in a good mood by the time Christine got home. Slept good last night too. I didn't even have to have any additive or anything. Oh, seriously. Cobra, I do have to say I have been in love with the Rubicons for years. 8.5. It's not that she's not a beautiful woman, but there might be a challenge level, and those look pretty real. Oh God damn it! Gotta have a beer chaser with that stuff. There has to be different options in this whole specialty bourbon department. then again, maybe knowing his fuckery, sometimes he's getting the exact result that he was hoping for. Christ. Oh, fuck. Okay. One of my favorite rifles at this moment in time in the collection, as far as, god damn, that thing was fun for out the door. And it was awesome. You know, me and Rich Huff threw this thing together, took it out the next day and shot it. I mean, literally just put the Huber brake on it, took the trigger out of Alice. I don't know. Wow, 9.5. I hate to give, is it Geisel, any frickin' credit. I mean, they've really probably taken up some pretty good market share these days. This particular trigger, I really do like that trigger. And it spent its entire life with me in Alice. But I put in a Folds of Honor. It just seemed like more appropriate, and I really like the Folds of Honor trigger. I have one in the Justin rifle and one in Alice, but I don't know. I love that. I do love that trigger. Like John said, he goes, very nice trigger, but he was perplexed with that whole heavier first stage than a second stage. He's like, it should be easier just to get up to that wall. I guess you really don't feel it while shooting it. And I'm betting that right now I could have every one of you that would like to come over and shoot, and I'd have you shoot this rifle. You'd go, god damn it, that is overall just a sweet ass package. I mean, the John's brake knocking down the felt recoil, letting you stay on target a lot easier, down to the Hogue grip and the Geisel trigger that's in there. Like I said, the only thing I really want to do is to actually do a little bit better get out and touch you scope. You know, I just see this thing living comfortably in the 500 yards and in world. 8. Bad. Greetings, Captain. Greetings. No way they're real, but like Charmin, you still want to squeeze them. I give her a 7. Bad says, can I get a fuck Joe Biden? Yes, you can.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
He says, press the button twice. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. I'd press her button. Okay. Okay, this is good. Between being able to see her and see me, she's very attractive. From everything I'm seeing there, she's a 10, and I seem to like her. Yep, Bad. I haven't completely learned your likes in the female persuasion. That is looks like that's probably a brace on there. The Husky looks like it's this is the Jerry, the Leprechaun Jerry version of a Husky. And it looks like an old, well, it doesn't look like it is an old school quad rail. Hey, look, here's my clipped speakers in the living room, but I do not have. I keep the covers over mine, just like she shouldn't. Mike says cheers. Mike had a video out yesterday for you guys that want to find Mike in the comments and click on his and go look at his TAC Pack. Was the TAC Pack Plus that he gets. And it was a Bushnell red dot as the plus item. Very nice. The whole box had a lot of useful things. You know, I'll give credit where credit is due. I mean, I understand Tac Pack was simply ahead of the curve. I mean, as of right now, more of you watched yesterday's brew review than have watched my Battle Box video. So I did get notified. Yeah, like a 10. I did get notified that my order was placed for next month, so it means I dodged the bullet one more time with the Battle Box, but again, I don't know if nobody gives a flying shit about watching a Battle Box video, or how much shit actually happens, because I did have a guy, Brad's girl, she doesn't look bad in that one. I did have a guy that one time when Boyd Stocks basically threw me to the wolves and said, you don't get enough views and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I got 22,000 subscribers. And I said, I just feel that the analytics are bullshit. I think they're hiding actual numbers. They're hoping that certain channels get pissed off and depressed and just want to give up, 7, and that kind of shit. And they hide stuff from people. So between fucking your numbers and making people, I mean, I wish I got paid in the amount of people that have come to me and said, I thought that you gave up. I thought that you gave up on the channel, because I don't get notified of any of your videos. And then if they do get notified, take that back. If they decide to go looking for my channel, they find that they've been unsubbed. I don't know how many times this has happened with Dawn, Trees of Blowing or whatever. You know what? I haven't seen it. I guess I have to go looking again. I mean, again, when they changed how... I used to get an email notification for all of the people I gave a shit about. Top of that list, Big Jeff, Gunwild 1. Don't ever see him over here anymore. Clyde, I don't see Clyde over here anymore, but he's sure happy to post shit in the Misfits messenger group all the time. I do miss Clyde's comments. I mean, sometimes if someone... It'll be truthful. If all you got time is to leave a funny comment and you're moving on, I get it. I mean, we're at 38 minutes right now, and I have really nothing good content-wise up to this moment in time. So I thank everybody that shows up, because for me, this has always been therapy. And it's been about the friendships that I've made and the fuckery that takes place in the comments and that kind of shit. And through some of the more struggles that I've been through, like this year, it helps. It helps. Coffee and titties in the morning. That's, I mean, I'd from what I'm seeing, I'll go 8.5. Rich, I've heard of a few distributors that were moisture sensitive. Fortunately, I've never owned one. Sounds like you were one of the unlucky few. You know, Rich, towards the end, damn it, 10. Towards the end, when my mechanic saw the complete shit show that was my Chevy pickup, Poco, he used the best... Actually, that day it was a complete new distributor. The best cap and rotor. And he goes, might be a pain in the ass next time around, but why don't we try something? And he took a clear silicone sealant and sealed the cap off when he put it on the distributor, and then put the whole thing down into the engine. And that was the longest I ever went without it failing. It, as a matter of fact, I did that and then decided just to dump the truck. Well, I had the best possibility. I remember one day I canceled my plans because it was raining, and I knew that I could not take the completely unreliable Chevrolet pickup. Silver fucking El Rado. That last one was better than this one. So, yeah. I ended up selling it to a guy who's in prison now for being a pedophile. Bill, the owner of the Italian Village. Who knew? He was also a gun guy. Let's not forget that Bill was going to offset the price of the Silverado by giving me a Tommy gun. Not a full auto, just a repop. And Christine goes, we just need the money more than we need this now. And I'm like, okay. I mean, Bill said, here, take the gun home and present it, show it to, I think it even came in a violin case or something. And he's like, just show it to Christine. If you want, we can do that to offset some of the money. Otherwise, he goes, I want the pickup either way. So, I don't know. Maybe they used it to bring him to prison. Rich, you seem to be getting more tolerant of tattoos with time and alcohol. Touche, Rich, touche. Desperation, maybe, the divide between the last, good moment and the looking at it can't be a possibility, but still, at one point in time, your standards may be right here, but like Rich said, between time and alcohol, we really, yeah, Rich, you're right. A lot of pictures of her. She's very chesty. Sometimes the pictures make her look completely ridiculous. This one, sexy as hell, not really large on the old titillage, but still a 9. Multi-Gun Man, beer is for peasants. The elite drink whiskey. Mr. 27 says, I like beer. Me too. Yeah, she's just slutty. Again, Rich, I could probably cover that with tattoos, and I'm still just kidding. Multi-Gun Man, I guess technically, bourbon is still, oh God. I gotta have this on the ready. I am not sure I'm gonna make it through this whole bottle. And I have, oof, yeah, that's like an 11. Oh, fuck. NIHAP, I really hope you tried that, so you know what I'm going through. Oh, shit. Rich, look up Rambo Survival Knife on Harbor Freight. It is affordable there. Searched the world over, thought I found true love. I jizzed on her. No, she's hot. 9.5. I don't want to watch videos on it. It's kind kind of hoping it would actually just show up as a Harbor Freight. I guess we gotta try that way. See a survival and hunting knife, but it doesn't give credit to Rambo. Both are fake, but I like her more, even though the other one. Oh yeah, that's. Now, Rich, when you say, oh, the other one was $2,000, and you're saying this one is a much better deal at $9.99. Yeah, I would have to agree with you. What I'm wondering is, does this one... See, it's got these holes right here, and I've had knives before that had the kit came. This one does not. This one has a sewing kit, a fishing kit. There is a compass in the tail cap, knives, and not sure what that is. But it had the spikes, and you could either put them in backwards, and they flared out as like a hand protector in case you were in a knife fight. And when you put them in the other way, I think they curled forward just a little bit, but I don't know. So I'm kind of wondering, being that they have zero accommodations for it, why they even have the damn holes in it. You have to admit, though, it's not a bad looking knife for $10. If this is the one that you're talking about, I will obviously... 10. I would end up getting a message from you. Oh, yeah, and I was looking up this one that somebody got as a Christmas present, and it is the exact same knife. Oh, Rambo style survival knife review. Mommy. Well, let's play secretary. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll worry about this shit later. Thank you, Rich. Cobra says, I completely disassembled my Harbor Freight survival knife and never put it back together. Maybe I can send it to Captain Dick if I find all the pieces. Cobra, you give incredible reviews. But yes... These knives, I don't like her eyes, like everything else. Maybe if you spend $2,000, the outcome is different, but this knife was like this when I purchased it, and I found that this was like sharp no matter what I do. This is what Cobra's talking about. The, handle is basically threading onto, there's a pin through what is left of the tang that is plastic. So this is probably one of those one-way deals where I'd maybe take it apart if I was going to, and see, now I take the risk of the reassembly. There we go. But yeah, when I went to go pick up my stuff, I was like, oh great, it's just a complete piece of shit. And then I realized that I can go like that, and now it's solid. But again, if you're in the middle of a knife fight, the only thing separating this part from this part is a literal chunk of plastic. But one of you some bitches is going to be the lucky owner. Like I said, I'm still thinking about maybe I'll give it the old Captain D touch. Get all this black off of here because it doesn't work. And then just make it so that even though it's a suck-ass knife, look at that. I think this top is actually sharper than the blade itself. I mean, it's not terrible, but and it doesn't look like probably. I mean, it doesn't look like it was used. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I've never used it. Yeah. I mean, it's just sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the roses. Bad says, for $2,000, the knife better come with a happy ending. EMT says it does. It's inside the handle. Eric just can't reach the bottom. This is true. Very small titties. Then Bad thinks that's a goddamn funny thing, and they're laughing about my little tiny penis. And then EMT says, reminds me of a story of a patient that my previous employer had before I started working there. I was one of those families whose family tree is just a trunk. Brother was running one off in a vase, and he couldn't remove himself when it swelled up. The brother took a hammer and broke the vase to free his brother. Can you imagine Eric running around with a bayonet attached because he was trying to reach a happy ending? 9. And Bad says back to EMT, I've heard the phrase pencil dick but never dagger dick. Bad? I think Rambo's knife changed a little from movie to movie. I believe so. I haven't done the extensive research on that yet. Bad? You owe Cobra for the boom. I probably owe Cobra for the boom and that one. Check's in the mail. And Cobra says, send it to my P.O. box. 9. She's not a real redhead. 8.5. Speaking of Cobra, he sent me links to 2 things that I absolutely would love to add to the Star Trek room. The Playmobil or whatever. It's the little. They're not the Lego guys, but you know if you've seen them. There's like a whole comic series where they have them. They got the little round hands, but it's a Enterprise. And of course, he also sent the Klingon bird of prey, but the Enterprise, and you can take the open up the top of the saucer and see everybody on the bridge, all the little guys. I mean, it's a big freaking ship. Engine compartment, or the down in the engine bay opens up, and you can see Scotty standing at the controls. But it's $274, and that's just one of them, not both of the ships. Yeah. Cobra, unfortunately, I have to put things like the Hellion. I think if I actually had the money on hand right now, I want the Hellion more than the FN 510. Even though that FN 510 tactical in desert is one sexy ass gun. I would definitely do the tactical with the threaded barrel in the desert. Like I said, it would be the first and only pistol in the serious, this is going to get the fire shot out of it collection that would be in that color. That seems how I only have one other one right now, and that one's questionable. Poco, here for dinner, just chicken dinner from the grocery store with some freebies because the girl behind the counter thought my goatee was cute. Did it tickle her, you know. Poco, I don't eat Subway because it's healthy. I had a coupon for a foot long for $6. Mine, 9. Poco, Chevy 1500s have a underdraft issue. It lifts the front end off the ground. That's why the fairings on the front, when you put the dumb thing bolted to the front and caused all the water to come up into the engine compartment. Well, Poco, if you go back to my original conversation about it, I don't know if this was a option when the truck was brand new, or, I mean, I never asked Michael if he did any, I just like, it had to have come on the truck when it was new. Michael bought it when it was new. I was the second owner of it. And he isn't the kind of guy that does any modifications to his vehicle. Rolls it out. As a matter of fact, on the truck that he's driving right now, which is the one before the Chevy Silverado that I had, no, take that back. Two trucks before. He had another Chevrolet and it was nothing but problems. And he said, he told Christine, I refuse to sell this one to Eric. He goes, no. He goes, this one's a complete fucking joke. So Poco, I guess he just loves to torture himself. He's, in the time that I've known Michael, he is on his 3rd Silverado. And he special ordered this one with no options. I think it came with the base radio. It has crank windows. It doesn't even have power windows in it. And it's exactly what he wanted. But the thing I always question, and it's funny that you say that, is my Silverado had what someone told me was the skid plate that they put on the Z71. Well, the Z71's a V8, and the engine compartment is going to have a completely different scenario for that little thing that you just said called updraft. So it's entirely possible between the front lip splitter or whatever was under the bottom of the bodywork, or that skid plate changed the dynamics of that whole updraft thing and sucked the moisture right up inside there. Because I always speculated if I could have climbed underneath there and just put like a plastic, a thin plastic or a tin cut, I could have cut and folded and screwed a tin plate on to the back of that Z71 back skid plate to the frame. I would have eliminated that gap that was back there and maybe never had the issue ever again. I mean, there's no reason that your goddamn engine compartment is going to get so much water in it when you drive in the rain that it caused the distributor issues that I had. Poco, stock OBS Chevys are a 7, but with a good owner, they're a solid 10. Okay. Poco drinks or smokes a lot. Poco, yeah, I'm lying about the WD-40 because I want you all to be my friends. Then he says, morons. And then Cobra says, well, we always have breakfast at Tiffany's. If you get that, Cobra, that was good. Wow. Her face doesn't match the rest of the body. Maybe if she took the piggy tails down so she doesn't look like she's in elementary school. I mean, there's no way. There was no girl that I ever that I even graduated with that had that body. These days, because of all the hormones and shit that they put in the food. I wouldn't be surprised if babies were born with B cup. Look, doing what they're supposed to do, work in the kitchen. Boko, I'd rather spend $2,000 for 2 minutes with the brew babe. I'm not sure what I do with the extra minute and 30 seconds, though. Sharky, you could read her a bedtime story, Grandpa. Brad, again, wow, Brad's girl. I'd have to go with Brad's girl of the two of them. See, Brad's girl at least doesn't have any tats, at least that you can see at this angle. Cobra says here, Cobra. McLean says 10 minutes and 50 seconds. My eyes just had a heart attack. Oh yes, Cobra or McLean. Oh my God, yeah. I think did I completely even miss talking about this one? Oof. Yeah. I don't know what the rest of that package looks like, but that's this shit's free. Just remember that. McLean, how much for the shark, Eric? You know, it's probably going to turn out that damn shark is one of the really limited Beanie Babies that's sought after. Being that every time I look at that stupid shark, it reminds me immediately of Sharky. I do not think that I could let the shark go. If I could find another one, I would possibly think about throwing it in with the 7th Psalm. Hey, did I mention that I really want to sell the Psalm? Maybe I... Shit. There has been an offer, not an offer, an option put my way. Maybe I should just literally bite the bullet and see. I mean, again, John Huber gave me a deal on it. I know I did not get soaked by John Huber. And then I added a few things, so is it worth starting out a little bit higher, and the worst that can happen is it doesn't sell? I mean, that particular platform that I have no idea how that works. If it's like you set a price, and if nothing happens, if kind of like it doesn't hit reserve. McLean, I don't like the scary skeleton. It takes me out of my mood. Yeah, those are too small. 7. McLean, 5744. I made TV messy. Grace McLean, you need help. McLean, you like drag bars? Yes. Yes, I like that too. That's like a 9. Well, obviously McLean, he's a bike guy, so drag bars, or commonly, broomstick bars, because they are literally perfectly straight. I probably could have gone that route. I think I would end up having problems with my brake line and maybe my clutch line, which I guess that wouldn't have been a big deal. I'd just find someone take my line over to a local shop and have them build me some, which would be probably a big a noticeable. I won't use the words big. I like the brakes on Vivian. I think they're fine. But guys that on the forums that switch to a full-on braided steel lines. These are like the rubber lines with the braiding over the top of them, not like the real deal. I don't know why, but when it was swept back and out farther, everything was obviously that was stock, and when the drag bars have just a little bit. I mean, if you were to lay it down perfectly straight, the last little bit is just tilted back just a little bit. My riding position would have been like this, and with the drag bars, it just pulls me forward just a little bit. But you got to keep in mind that most of my motorcycle life of late was on things that had more of a rake, like a cafe racer, like the FZR 1000, that kind of thing. So never really when I got on that Venture Royal, it was like the ends of the bars were here and they went like that way, like it seemed like a couple of feet, because the triple clamps, it was all like this one piece and it came all the way up, and then it had like the bars on. I think the bar pieces were perfectly straight, but they attached to those massive. It felt like a tiller motor. It felt like I was on the back of a boat. I hated it. Too small, still doable. 7. Matt Davis says 2 beers are better. Well, yeah. I guess McLean. I keep getting updates from eBay. I've been looking at this bigger model of the VMAX on there. It's red. Other than the handlebars and the add-ons, it's almost, and of course this is a 4-2 exhaust with the center stand, which is the way the bike originally came. But when you do a 4-1, you can't have the center stand anymore. But this is a pretty. I still have the handlebars. I don't know why I'm keeping them. I'm never going to put it back on the bike. But that's like, I still think that's the honest look that it had before. And of course now I'm like just a few degrees away from the broomstick bars. And they come in a little bit more, and that's why I kind of had the problems with the clutch, the master cylinder for the clutch and the master cylinder for the brakes. Trying to get, but I did get everything to work. It doesn't pull on anything, but yes, baby, this is the greatest motorcycle that was ever created. Again, if someone said, you have to give me Vivian, but I will get you a brand new, no miles Gen 2, no, you can keep the Gen 2. The only way I would ever get the Gen 2 is to have another one, and I still don't know how that would go. It would probably be like, hey, why don't you come for a ride with me and you can use the Gen 2. Maybe halfway through the ride we'll switch places, and you realize that in 1985 they absolutely created a monster. I'm drawing a blank now. I think I think it was dumbass. Never knows. We'll see though. Hey Google, what was the first year of the Yamaha VMAX?
1985. According to Wikipedia, upon its release in 1985, the VMAX garnered instant critical acclaim and earned the title Bike of the Year from Cycle Guide. Sold both in Japan and abroad, the VMAX was sold with only minor modifications from the 1985 model year until the 2007 model year.
Yeah, can you believe it went that long with almost zero changes? I guess when you're a bike builder like Yamaha and you treat the VMAX exactly like the Eagles' first album, it's really unnecessary to really do anything when you've had a home run. Wow, I just took a motorcycle, a music group, and baseball and smashed them all together. She's real. Unfortunately, she does have tattoos, but she looks very Irish, so gots to nail that. Jolson says E4. E4 is a miss. And it's been called as a miss. Then Jolson says more cowbell. I'm only doing this for Tardisius, Jolson. Wade, more knives like Rambo blades are crap than practical is considered. The deep serrations on the spine will snag on everything, including the sheath. I will never grow up. I spent my first 50 odd years being responsible and busting my hump, helping my mom raise my siblings, and later making a living and sending my kids to college or trade school. I plan on spending my retirement years enjoying myself. Hey Wade, how about me and Christine come on down and help you with that? Yeah, I'd give that like a 9. And the pistol of display, not the on-duty pistol, yet I'm thinking about taking it with me. Then again, the last one that I took with me has been still on duty. That would be the Walther SW99. I love that gun. I need a range day with it where I gotta figure out what I am doing wrong with that gun. I don't know if I'm pushing, if it's because of that trigger, I don't know. But I absolutely love the gun, and like I said, I have a holster that works perfect for it, feel comfortable. I know if I had that on my side while I was out on Vivian, I'm not worried about going, oh, make sure that's still there. Probably one of the... I hate to actually try to put... I think I did this once before and I hated the question. 22 10mm pistols in the collection. Where do you put everybody? I'd have to say that probably the last one standing would probably be the Megastar. It is, I mean, as a carry gun, It's definitely in a world all to its own for girth. I don't have a single possibility. I'm not even sure my universal holster would even work for this. I have two. I'm just simply grabbing the one that's the, I like this one. Like if I was to actually run from the house, the world turns upside down, 9.5, because it's drops it down to right there, right on your side. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know what gun I had in here last, but it definitely was smaller than this one. I think it was probably a Glock. So there. I do have a holster. I do have a holster for the Megastar. Let's see. Yep. And does the mag pouch handle a beast? Yes, it does. So I have 4 or 5 mags for this guy too, so next time I go shooting with David, I think I need to, he's always wearing that goddamn vest. Maybe I need to out-tactical his ass. There's only one thing I don't like about this, but because it is so rare and so made out of unattainium, is of course, I think I looked at it. I think it was something that I knew I could circumvent, but it wasn't like a high point where you could just take the grip panel off and shake it and this rod falls out and all of a sudden you're back to that. This is just, yeah, I think right now I would classify this as the last 10 millimeter. The last 10 millimeter that I would get rid of. The only thing, if I could change it, I wish this was unsafe, so that you could just thumb it down and go on to. Instead, it's, you know, if you have safe on, you gotta flip it up, and it's much easier to pull that down than it is to. Oh my God, yeah. 10. Yes, look at that. Can't wait to go to Super One on Sunday. Oof. A little. Can you find Waldo? McLean? Of course. Here's where the debate comes in. Is that the last 10 millimeter? in Eric's collection of 22, or is this the last in the collection? Oh, but wait. Oh, something happened there. I know they're fake, but I still 9. J-Dog, you need to find one of these because you're never finding this one. So there you go. Here you go. Here's where the debate is. Which one of these 10 millimeters would be the one that Eric would finally go? That's the last one. Pros and cons. I like the grip better on the 1066. The feel in the hand because, well, one is a single stack. But here's the offset. I like the fact that, I really like the fact that the Megastar is a double stack. So, more rounds. Why am I carrying this? Because it holds a lot of ammo. What is going to happen if I ever own the F&N 510? That is, I guess, what we're going to have to see. Because you're talking about a gun that physically looks almost identical to the HK, but it will come down to what happens out at the range. Why am I so in love with an HK? Because they are missile senders. Again, I don't consider myself an awesome shot. McLean has asked me, if you had to, do you feel comfortable if you had to defend yourself or take out an active shooter at like 50 feet? Or 50 yards, I don't remember. Either way, at that distance, I know I could get it done with the HK. So, right off the bat, the 510 is a single stack 10 millimeter, so it's not going to be as. I've never held the 510 in my hand. I just know that right now, number one on my list is a Springfield Hellion with the 16-inch barrel. No, I do not want the one with the longer barrel. What is the point? You're getting a bullpup, and you're getting it for the whole reason. That whole rifle is only a little bit longer than Alice. What a fucking joke. This one, if you put a stock on it, you're going to prison. ATF. Fucking pieces of shit. And this other one, oh, that's totally fine. That's what it is. Nice. So the only thing on my radar is a Hellion in a rifle and a FN 510 tactical and flat dark earth. See, spend how money? Simple. Once those are done, shit, I've got no desires. Unless it's a 10 millimeter I don't own, like the little snubby revolver from Smith & Wesson. That is truly made out of unobtainium. I mean, that would be freaking badass. Mr. 27 says 41st. Then EMT says C4 boom, pay Cobra for me. C4 is a miss. You realize unless a few of you don't, unless a couple of you don't step up your game soon, Jolson is going to accidentally. Eventually. God damn it! I gotta pull out some more white pegs because there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. There's only freaking 8 spots left. I've got one white peg, so I got to break into the mystery parts. And then he says, and
But your body. But your body. But your body.
Sharky, cheers all. Hey, shot that more than I was supposed to. Ha ha, well, here we go. Hey, let me load up the mag so each of us have one shot. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, hey, hey, do you want to shoot it more? I'll get more ammo. The only thing I wish is that we should have gone somewhere to let it actually have an effing chance. Like at least go to Island Lake with 300 yards. She's desirable. 9.5. 15. She's 27. 812. There's 2 girls in this entire rotation that are on a plane that not an airplane, an existence that none of the rest of them can get to in my brain. Again, this is my party, and I can come if I want to. And yeah, that's Sharky, 2-parter here. What else is new? Jay from Elite Ammunition on the right video. If you're having a cap issue, drill a small hole in the base. Put a vacuum line fitting on it. A small line, and then run it to your intake manifold. If your cap has no vent, drill a hole in it. Add fitting and run the line to your airbox. Use all using small vacuum lines. You might need to put a small carb jet in line on the manifold side to act as a restrictor and not screw up your vacuum at idle. You know, I never thought about that, Jay, but that's why you're a fucking engineer and I'm not. My water in the distributor, basically having it, you have a vent line on one side and another going, you're just continuously evacuating any shit that's in there. That's brilliant, Jay. That's brilliant. Unfortunately, you know, I never make any of those. Maybe one of these nights I should. All of Schwag's is gone. Blankets will stay on the couch till I die. Jenny probably thinks it's morbid, laugh out loud, that I couldn't wait to get rid of the belongings. Hopefully her wife is better. Well, I haven't been upstairs since we got here, but Mike, as you probably well know, you won't see this, but I'm just talking out loud. How many people loved Schwag's, and what a truly blessing he was. When you can have, like, people that, like, for instance, Sharky. Hey, I know all about Schwag's. I've heard all about Schwag's. I've never had a chance to meet him. Gets out of the car and he gets a big greeting by a big, beautiful, happy, glad to see a buddy dog. That was like Shelby, though. I mean, that picture that I have with Shelby just jumps in the vehicle with Jerry, and she's looking at Jerry, Jerry's looking at her, and Shelby's got that look on her face like, dude, let's go. Let's hit the road, you know? It's like, where's your loyalty, you bitch? And Schwags was just such a big sweetie. And I don't mean to sound morbid, but I'm glad that Mike just finally said to Rachel to bring him in and have him put to sleep, because 50 plus spots of no boobies, but she's approaching the 9.5 plus scale. 50 plus spots of cancer, and I mean, you're not inside. He was such a beautiful animal. I mean, he could have been in sheer pain and still act like. I mean, when he came over here, I mean, granted, he's a three-legged dog, so. But now you take a three-legged dog and add stability issues into the conversation. I'm glad he's gone, so he's not suffering. But the selfish side of you don't want to let him go. I can say if Mike said I'm just at a point where I can't do this anymore, or Mike died and they needed somewhere for Schwags to go, me and Christine would have taken him in a heartbeat. Okay, this is where I need to tell you about the of the three flavors, this one is still very drinkable, but the worst. Her body is fantastic. I think I can go back in pictures, or at least of knowing her in picture form, to where she had either none or one tattoo. So Rich, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give her like a 6.5 because of the tattoos. Just kidding. She kind of looks like that YouTuber. It was Look at My Titties, and then her sister had a channel. I don't even remember now. Wow. I don't know if it's this monitor or what, but I freaking shaved today, and in the monitor I look like a loser. This was the worst of the three, but still very drinkable. I would give this one a 7.5. I would give that a 9. Okay, in the club we go. Din says skull shots. Why? Why do you have to be like that? Tell you though, the good one is getting down there. Wow, she's cute. 9. Drinking more with. I'm gonna have this one with Grandpa. There is a mere taste left in this. Well, if it wasn't for the tats, as is, I suppose a very solid 8. Rich says, cheers clubbers, and
Macho Biden! Macho Biden! Macho Biden!
8.5. This is definitely going to be better than the bourbon. Oof, that was whatever, all of the shit that went into that skull was tremendously good. It reminded me of Reminds me so much of the Maker's Mark. Smooth and that oaky vanilla. Oh, I suppose if most of the shit I'm looking at's on the outside of the glass, what the fuck? If you wipe it down with alcohol, it has to be preserved, right? Okay. Bad says, Norm. Then he says, evening clubbers. I'll take the blonde. More tattoos, god damn it. Tomorrow Money says, cheers clubbers. Jolson says, the Two-Hearted Sunny Slopes Club needs more cowbell. I got you some damn cowbell, Jolson. Jolson, so far, no response on that email that I sent for you. And, yeah, I'm going to have to talk to Christine about possibly making a break to head down there. I'd have to see if it's next week. Oh my god. I have that thing on Monday though. Oh, Jolson. This is a fucking train wreck. Be nice to be able to get down there. It'd be nice to be able to get down there next week. But without talking to Christine, looking at what is on the schedule and what's not on the schedule for me to take care of, I do now know that next weekend is out. I have plans. Going to a gun show. Christine doesn't have to work on Saturday. So for the first time ever, it's me and Christine, David and Bunky, all going to the gun show down in Moose Lake. She looks doable. Go on 8.5. So, I don't know. I know I want to get down and start taking care of some of that stuff for you, and obviously I need to financially. Like I said, though, I need to be here. I need to be here on Monday. Okay, I'm gonna hit the refresh button and then get out of here. I have to go order soup for the for dinner, mainly because Christine doesn't have. It's about the only thing Christine's gonna be able to have. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe I can run over to Super One and get something out of the singles area. That sounds depressing. Cheers.